time, I'm going to ask you to fasten your seatbelts.
Welcome to Juneau, Alaska, Alaska's capital city. With a population of over 31,000 people, Juneau is now Alaska's second most populated city behind Anchorage. Fairbanks used to be the second most populated city, but in recent years, Juneau has overtaken it. I know a lot of you are probably wondering or thinking or thought that actually it's Anchorage that's the capital city, but that's not the case. It's Juneau, and it's been that way all the way since 1906. Juneau got its name by a gold prospector named Joe Juneau. And there's only two ways to reach Juneau. That's either by air or by sea. I personally flew into Juneau with Delta Airlines, but there's also a major port in the downtown area where about 6,000 people per day come in to see and visit Juneau. So why Juneau, some of you may be asking? Why Juneau when I could have went to a more popular place like Anchorage or Fairbanks? In actuality, I was actually supposed to go to Anchorage last year during COVID. We were going to go up to Canada and then go to Alaska to Anchorage afterwards. However, that trip got canceled just because of all the craziness of the coronavirus. So at that point, I still wanted to go to Alaska, so I started researching some other places and cities to go to. And that's when I decided on going to Juneau. Once I seen about the glaciers, and I also seen the tram going up to the mountaintop and seeing the beautiful views, I decided Juneau was going to be the place on my first trek to Alaska. I arrived in Juneau, Alaska on August 31st, a little bit close to midnight. At that point, I called the accommodations at the hotel and had them come pick me up, get me settled in. At that point, I decided to go to a convenience store across the street, and as I was on my way there, there's a McDonald's across the street, and I literally seen a bear going through the McDonald's garbage. Once I saw that bear, I said, yeah, I really truly am in Alaska now. At that point, I went back to the hotel and went to sleep because I had a big day ahead of me in the morning. I woke up around 5:20. I had a prearranged Lyft ride ready for me to pick up at 5:45, and I arrived in downtown Juneau around 6 a.m. At that point, I decided to walk around a little bit. I figured that nobody would be in the downtown area or the port area. So I did some walking around. I was supposed to catch the tram that you see here at 8 a.m. because my tour began at 9. I called in advance. They told me that the tram would be operating from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. that day. Well, unfortunately, they changed the hours on me from 9 to 2, so I never got to ride the tram at all. I went online and paid for it in advance. It's $25 to go up, $10 to go back down. So for a total of $35, I was just out of the money, period, because they completely changed the times on me.
Correct. You can work on that while I talk for a second. I'm just going to kind of go over what's going on today so there's no surprises to anybody. Real quick, if you didn't catch it yet, my name's Brian. I'm going to be with you all day. We're going to hop in that van and we'll go meet up with Andrew. He's the other guy that's rolling with us. I'm pretty sure all you got the news. But we're not getting on the ice today, just making sure everybody knows that. We're still going to walk right up next to it. You can put your hands on it. We'll see into some awesome little blue conduits and stuff like that. We just can't get up and on it. But basically what's happening is we're going to hop in that van, 25-minute drive out to the lake. Once we're out there, we're going to get you guys suited up in everything you need. There is a restroom out there, so if anybody needs to use one before we hit it, no worries. But yeah, we're going to get you guys pants, boots, gloves, helmets. We got everything for you. And then we're all going to hop in one boat, 39-foot long canoe. We are all required to paddle. I don't know if that's news to anybody. I certainly hope not. But it's a 2.5-mile paddle. It takes some groups like 40 minutes, and it takes some groups like an hour and 20 minutes. That's more up to you than it is to me. This crew definitely looks like we're going to go a bit faster than most of our groups. Let's just say that. Only the cruise ship passengers are kind of a different breed, you could say. No problem. But once we get over there, we'll stop. We provide snacks. We'll have a little snack break. Get our life jackets off. Get our helmets on. Then we'll spend, anywhere from an hour, hour and a half checking out the glacier. We'll go do a little bit of exploring, see if we can find some cool stuff today. And then, we'll have you guys back here. This was at 9 o'clock. Have you guys back here at 2:30. Is there anywhere anybody needs to be immediately after this? Like, for sure? All right. Because if we get behind at any point, we'll just spend a little more time. Sound good? Alright, everybody signed one of these? Alright, and then we do ask to wear masks for the van ride, but then once we're out there, you're good to go. But I do have some masks in the van if anybody needs them. Other than that, ready to roll?
They're touching. Perfect. And we're just going to be on this side. I'm going to have you on high top. Magnetically, huh?
Yeah, it's like a little snap mount,
Oh, yeah.
and it can fit under a shirt or something, so you can conceal it, and then you just snap it on there. It's pretty,
I like it. No, it's dope, right? Everybody good? Can everybody hear me up at the front?
yep.
Perfect. Let's get all forward. All bushes here and there, mostly grass and moss. I'll continue to go.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I did not enjoy rowing that boat. I never went canoeing before, and I did not enjoy it. When I first started, my arms was so sore, and I was like, there's no way I can do this and go the whole 2.5 miles to this glacier. But actually, as I continued on, it got a lot easier, and I was able to do it. I did keep hitting the person's pedal that was in front of me occasionally. But actually, once that was out of the way and we actually got to the glacier, just taking a trek to it was just absolutely amazing. It's just so surreal, and it's just so beautiful out there. There's actually been a lot of erosion of the glacier throughout the years. In fact, he had told us just recently, about 2 weeks prior to us getting there, that a huge piece of it had broken off. It's eroding at a rapid rate, an alarming rate, actually, in fact. We actually were supposed to walk on the glacier. They were going to give us some crampons, and we were going to walk on the glacier, walk on the ice. However, due to the recent rains in Juneau before we got there, we weren't able to do that because it wouldn't have been safe to do so. So they were nice enough, and they lowered $100 off the cost of the total amount for the tour. So that was great and appreciated. But even without actually going on the ice, just walking around in that scenery, in that environment, it was just absolutely amazing and unbelievable. If you ever go to Alaska or ever go to Juneau or any part of Alaska, because there's multiple glaciers, this is something that you just have to do. Now, this was by far the best part of the entire tour. When you go on these type of tours, you're never guaranteed to see actual ice cave because the way that the glacier melts and falls apart, breaks off, etc., it changes day to day, week to week. But while we were walking, we actually did get to see the ice cave, and it was just absolutely amazing. You can see the blues, and just it's when if you actually see it in person, it's just like wow. So we were very lucky. And he said that in recent times, in the recent days and weeks, they haven't seen any ice caves at all. So we were actually lucky and fortunate.
Really? Wait, hello? Excuse me, but is the Mt Roberts Trail back that way?
You go down this road. You'll see a trail. You'll go through a gate and you'll see a trail to the left. That's Mt Roberts.
I walked right by it.
Yeah, you did.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, y'all, so I'm walking up Mt Roberts through this trail. I'm supposed to take the tram. It takes you up on the lift up the mountain, up the 1,800 steep foot mountain. However, I missed the last tram because I got back late from my tour. So now, after walking past this spot already to Perseverance Trail by mistake, now somebody led me on the right path. Said this very steep, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it. But whew, I know I probably gotta get down and get back with this before nightfall, because this wouldn't be safe at nighttime. And the sign out front told me to watch out for bears. So, Joey, and I'm clumsy too. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to be out here by myself, but I'm gonna try it. Signing off. This is the left.
There is. There was, and they thought they were going to get hit.
Oh,
Good. How are you?
All right. Is this your first time walking up there?
No.
No. Yours?
Yes.
Nice. Did you go any further up?
No, somebody told me to go around to the right, said there's some rocks or something.
There's some nice overlooks. Oh, probably got to go about a quarter mile. So yeah, you could head back behind the nature center, or there's another trail that cuts right back here. All roads lead up there.
Okay.
But there's some nice overlooks. There's a cross up there. That's a nice overlook too.
Is it more uphill or?
Oh yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Of course.
Not as bad as this.
So was it worth it, walking all the way to the top of Mt Roberts? I actually didn't walk all the way to the top. I actually just walked up to the part where the tram was at. That takes about an hour and a half altogether. But if you want to walk the complete mountain all the way up to the top, I think it's a 4-hour hike altogether. So I wasn't about to do that. I already had started late, and I got to the top about 7, and they said it gets sunset around 8. So I didn't have that much time to stay up there, and then I had to get back down. But through the process of it all, I just had like a small bottled water, and everybody in Alaska was so nice, especially in Juneau. As I was walking up the hill and I was asking them like how much further I have, and every time I would ask them, I was like, "Oh, you still got ways to go." At one point, I was beyond tired, and I asked someone else how much further I have, and they said, "Oh, you're just at the halfway mark. You still got about another 45 minutes of walking to do." I was just like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." But as I said, a lot of the people there were so nice. Once they seen like what I had with me, they offered me pretzels, they offered me Cheetos. The one guy had like a water pack in his book bag. He completely filled up my bottled water, and then he told me to drink it just to quench my thirst. And then he refilled it a second time. Everybody was so nice because they are used to hiking and they know what to expect and what to look out for. And so they just wanted to look out for me and make sure nothing happened to me and make sure that I was okay. I never actually really hiked before, but I mean, this was definitely worth it. The hike back down was a lot too. It took about maybe 30 minutes, and I did make it back down in time before it started to get dark. But overall, yes, if you go to Juneau, I would definitely suggest that you do this as well. It's not for everybody because it is strenuous and it is a lot, but it's definitely worth it at the end. I love taking these chances like this and doing all these bucket list type of things, or just doing experiences that like once I'm done, it's like a sense of accomplishment. Like I did that. And so there was no way I was going to turn around or stop hiking this mountain. can see, perfect condition, no issues. There you go.